Sub question B. What is it? This also looks like lengthy. So let me read the requirement first. 5 marks question. Calculate the maximum input tax credit that can be utilized for the payment of GST and net GST liability to be paid through electronic cash ledger for the month of July 2025 by Kabira Industries, considering the provisions of Rule 86B, part of input tax credit chapter of CGST rules 2017. Yes, sir. So question is on Rule 86B, guys. Yes, sir. Chalo, we'll continue. We will read the data. Kabira Industries, a proprietorship concern registered under GST, trades in taxable goods. Details for the month of July are as follows. Total outward taxable supply is 53 lakh. Guys, as per Rule 86B, if monthly taxable outward supply is more than 50 lakh, then 1% of output tax liability minimum has to be paid through cash ledger. Means what is the maximum credit which a supplier can use is 99% of his output tax. Even though he has credit more than that, at least 1% of output tax has to be paid through cash ledger. But it has few restrictions. If a case is covered under any of the restrictions given under section under Rule 86B, then even though monthly outwards taxable supply is more than 50 lakhs, still Rule 86B will not be applicable. What are those restrictions? We will discuss. Wait. So total inward supplies is 48 lakh. So we need to calculate input tax on this and output tax on this. Okay. Then there is also a opening balance of electronic credit ledger. So whatever is there here plus the 48,000 into whatever is the rate of GST, we need to add both. That is the total credit available in electronic credit ledger. Fine, so next additional information. Income tax paid by the proprietor in the financial year 22-23 and 23-24 was 90,000 and 1,20,000 respectively. So we are in which financial year, guys? 25-26. 25-26. Details for the month of July is given. Yes, sir. Now, let me just go to Rule 86B. Just a minute. Part of ITC chapter. You guys also can come to it. At the end of ITC chapter, it is there. Yes, sir. Yeah. Restriction on the use of amount available in electronic credit ledger as per Rule 86B. So if monthly taxable supply is out more than 50 lakh, then maximum ITC that can be used is 99% of output tax. Yes, sir. But it has few restrictions. Means in the following case, Rule 86B is not applicable even though monthly taxable supply is more than 50 lakh. So which are those? First one. If the said person, proprietor, karta, managing director, or any of its two partners, or whole-time director, members of managing committee of association or board of trustee, as the case may be, have paid more than 1 lakh as income tax in each of the last two financial year. Means in each year they should have paid more than 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh. Got it? Yes. So I have also given an example here. You can see in each year it should be more than 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh. But here, in 1 year it is more than 1 lakh, but in another year it is 90,000. And moreover, actually we are in the current year, which is 25-26, correct? Yes. But they have not given 24-25. 24-25 is not given. They have given the 2 years before that. But anyway, in one of the year, the income tax paid is less than 1 lakh. See, if you take aggregate, it will be more than 1 lakh. No. We should check for each year individually. Is it more than 1 lakh? So not satisfied. Okay. Not satisfied. Then input tax credit refund on export supplies without payment of tax on of rupees 1,05,000 was received in financial year 23-24 and 83,000 in financial year 24-25. This is important. So this is the second restriction. You can see, let me read the second restriction, where the registered person has received a refund of more than 1 lakh in the preceding financial year, that is last year, on account of unutilized ITC in case of zero rated supplies without payment of tax or inverted duty structure. Yes. So we need to check only the last financial year, not last 2 years and all. But in the last year, if you observe, you can see the refund is less than 1 lakh. So even here, it is not covered in the restriction. Okay, sir. Next, let us move to the third point. Tax liability and tax payment in cash for the last 3 months. Last 3 months. April, output tax is 3,60,000. GST paid through cash ledger is 5,500. but includes 1000 rupees RCM payment. See guys, RCM payment means what we have paid on our inward supply. It is called input tax. And we are checking cumulatively 1%. That is, sir, how much is paid through cash ledger till the end of preceding month? We need to take only with respect to output tax. And here 1000 is RCM. So I need to deduct it. I need to deduct 1000 and take only 4500. Okay, sir. Next, May 2025. Output tax is 3,20,000 and amount paid through cash ledger is 5,000, which includes 500 RCM payment. So I should reduce here also 500. Here also reduce 500. So how much of the output tax is paid through cash ledger? We need to take it, which is 4,500. Hope you guys are getting it. Guys, as per this point, to check cumulatively, we need to check how much of the output tax is paid through cash ledger. Is it less than 1% or more than 1% cumulatively? And here, whatever is paid under RCM, it is input tax. So I am reducing it. And June, output tax is 4,20,000 and the amount paid through cash ledger is 4,000. Okay, sir. For this, we need to do the calculation and see whether it is less than 1% or more than 1%. We will take care of it later. And inward supplies mentioned above are eligible for input tax credit. Okay. All conditions necessary for availing ITC have been complied with. GST to be calculated at the rate of 18%. Bifurcation of CGST, SGST, IGST not to be considered, means ignore it. All inward and outward supplies figures are exclusive of GST. Oh. So how much minimum tax has to be paid through cash ledger and how much maximum credit we can use is the question for 5 marks. So it is a question on Rule 86B, guys. Yes. So first, calculate output tax and input tax for the month of July. For July, what is the amount of output tax? 53 lakh into 18%, 9,54,000. Then what is the input tax credit? Opening balance 1,12,500 is there. Then ITC on the total inward supply for the current month is 48 lakh into 18%, 8,64,000. So 9,76,500 is the total credit. You can see credit is more than output tax. But can we use full credit? Sir, can I use full 954 against my output tax? No. We need to check the applicability of Rule 86B. It is important to note that where the value of taxable supply of a registered person in a month exceeds 50 lakh, he cannot use the amount available in the electronic credit ledger to discharge the output tax liability beyond 99% of output tax liability. Above restriction is not applicable subject to specified exception. Means this point not covered, this point not covered. This point is important, guys. This is important. Cumulative calculation. Yes. We will check what is the total output tax liability. Guys, total output tax liability we need to take April, May, June as well as July also. Because we are doing the calculation for July. We are checking whether Rule 86B is applicable or not for July. So should we consider the output tax liability of July also? Yes. Please be careful with it. Yes. So what is the total output tax liability? I will take it like this. 3,60,000, 320. It's a okay. Let me write it for this. This is for April, May, and June. Sir, should I take it for July also? Yes, guys. Please take it for output tax calculation. Okay. And 1% of that comes to 20,540. Okay, if I add up all this, we will get 20,54,000 into 1%. 20,540. So at least this much should have been paid through electronic cash ledger. If already 20,540 or more than that is paid through cash ledger, then in July, Rule 86B is not applicable. Okay, let us see how much of output tax is paid through electronic cash ledger till the end of last month. And for this, should we consider July? No. Guys, in July, we have not yet paid any amount. No, we are checking should we pay? If yes, how much? So we need to consider for amount paid through electronic cash ledger, we need to take only April, May and June. July will not be there. Okay, yes. Chalo. So for April, 4,500. For May, 4,500 again. Then June, 4,000. July will not come because July we are still checking how much we should pay. So there is no question of taking July. So please be careful. I repeat this point. Listen here. For checking the cumulative 1%, whether whatever is paid through electronic cash ledger till now, is it more than 1% or less than 1%? For output tax, we need to take including the current month from the beginning of the financial year till the current month. Whereas for checking how much money is paid through electronic cash ledger with respect to output tax, we need to take till the end of preceding month. Current month will not come there. Okay, sir. 13,000 is paid. So 13,000 is less than 20,540. That means, sir, less than 1% of output tax is paid through cash ledger. So that means Rule 86 be applicable on? Yes. So even this exception is not covered. Is not covered, guys, in the given case. Okay. Or else you can check like this also. Simple. If you take this, divide it by 20 lakh 54,000 into 100. See what is the percentage? It is less than 1%. So as it is less than 1%, it is not covered in the third exception also. Hope you got it. Yes. That means Rule 86 be applicable, huh? Yes, sir. Applicable in July month. Thus, amount of output tax liability discharged in cash does not exceed 1% of total output tax liability applied cumulatively up to the said month in the current financial year. Hence, Rule 86B will be applicable in the given case since such exceptions are not applicable in the given case. And please be careful, guys. There is actually two more exceptions. But for this point, it is not relevant. For this question, it is not relevant, so we are not considering. They had given int only about 3 points, that is income tax, refund of unutilized ITC, and this one, cumulative calculation. Only these 3 points we checked. There are 2 more points which was not relevant for this question, so that is why we are not considering it. Yes, sir. Please be careful. One more addition was there. Totally 4 was there, but fifth one addition is there with respect to the manufacturer of sin goods and all. Yeah, sure. Hence, Rule 86B will be applicable in given case since such exceptions are not applicable in the given case. Accordingly, maximum input tax credit that can be utilized for the payment of GST is 99% of output tax. Please be careful, guys. By mistake, you might apply 99% of input tax. No, no, no. 99% of output tax, which comes to 9,44,460. Then net GST liability to be paid through electronic cash ledger. Again, 1% of output tax. Here also, please don't take 1% of input tax credit. It is 1% of output tax. Output tax for July month is 9,54,000, guys. Hope you got it. Yes, sir. Let us move to the question number 6. Done with compulsory question, guys.